Hi, welcome to Sunset Stitches. My name is Trevor Conkergood, and it is Free Font Friday here at Sunset Stitches. And Cross Columns is the latest free font from Sunset Stitches. You guys, if you drop by our website, you can download this font now, totally free. Add it to your Floriani software. If you don't already have the Floriani software, I'd be happy to tell you all about it. You can get the free version of the program to get started that has the text tool, that has the ability to install new fonts. I think when you first get it, it's got like 8 or 10 fonts. But if you start visiting our website every week, you can grow that number. And so, yeah, anyway, every Friday, I go live at Sunset Stitches, and it's been a little bit inconsistent with the time the last few weeks, and so I'll try to get more consistent, maybe even post it ahead of time, so that you guys can, plan to attend if you want and ask me questions and just catch up a little bit with what's going on at Sunset Stitches. But I'm always excited to go live on Friday because, well, woohoo! It's the end of the week, you guys. Another Friday's come around. And woohoo, another free font from Sunset Stitches. And so, yeah, if you guys do drop by to see us live, go ahead and drop a comment in the comments box. It's always great to see you guys. We can chat a little bit. And if you come by after the live is over, please leave a little note that says you dropped by and, maybe where you came from. Or if you just want to say, thanks for the font, Trevor. Thanks, Nicholas. If you don't know, Nicholas is my son, and he works here at Sunset Stitches, and he prepares all the fonts for us. And so another great one from Nicholas here, you guys, it's called Cross Columns. It's kind of cool because it's a really curvy block font with serifs. And then the O's have these extra little dots in them like this. So anyway, they're all unique. And I'm just going to make my screen big so you can see it a little bit bigger here. I'm going to show you guys the font. Okay, so this is the latest font. It's called Cross Columns. Here, let me hide that. And it's an all caps font. So when you use it, you're going to want to, make sure that you type out your letters with all capitals because there's no lowercase letters in this font. And yeah, so this is kind of showing what it looks like when you stitch it out. This is like the smallest size. This would be a nice large size. We've used a center middle split to split the satin column. If your satin columns get too long, then there's options, and middle split is one of them. But you can do a random split, or you can do a parallel, kind of like not a parallel, sorry, a pattern fill. You could put a pattern fill in here. Yeah, anyway, there's a new font and it's called Cross Columns, and you can add that to your Floriani software. If you own the Floriani software, then you would simply download it and use the tools drop-down menu where it says import assets. Yeah, and you'll select the file and it'll add the font in. And if you're not sure how to do that, there is a help file that comes with the download, and there's a link on my website, on how to do it. Like if you need help, let me show you. If you go on Sunset Stitches, so here, this is Sunset Stitches. Sorry, sunsetstitches.com. And click enter to kind of go in. And once you can see the menu at the top where it says embroidery fonts, that's where you want to go. And that's where you can find the latest font of the week. It's font number 52. It's called Cross Columns, and you would click right there to download it. Yeah. And once you download it, then like I had said, you'll need to install it. Now, the software, if you don't already have that comes from the rnksoftware.club website. Yeah, this is the RNK Software Club's member website. Essentially, anybody can visit this website and visit most of the pages. The only place you can't really get to without being a member is the designs. You need to be logged in to download the free designs. But if you want to learn about any of the software that's all here, you can just click on, for example, Total Control U is like our kind of Cadillac embroidery software, and there's training videos, and find out all about it. Check out our weekly videos. I do a video every week for Floriani. But if I click on the home page, it's Creative Express is the one that's free. So if you don't already own Floriani software, just go on the website, click on Creative Express. Now you can learn all about the free Floriani software, but there are training videos, and essentially you can just click here to download it. And what you'll find out is it's basically all the same download. So if you own Floriani, FTCU or Floriani Total Quilter, or any Floriani software, then you don't need to install Creative Express. It's all the same download. Really, it just comes down to what can you activate. So when I bring up the software, just to show up here where it says help, if I click, there's the license activator. And if you never bought it, then you'll activate it and it'll be called Creative Express, and you'll just have to give your name and your contact information and you can activate it and be a registered owner. Now, if you buy any of the paid copies, you'll click on the list and, add your lettering master, add your Sketch a Stitch or whatever you buy, add your FTCU, and then activate it. And so when you look at my screen, it's kind of like I have everything activated, because I am the software manager for RNK Distributing. And so I do have all the software on my program right now. Anyway, that's the deal. And here at Sunset Stitches, Nicholas and this is on my home-based studio, and Nick, my son, creates these fonts for me. And Sunset Stitches is my home-based embroidery studio here in Saskatoon, Canada. You guys, hey, Sandy dropped by to say hi. Hi, Sandy. How are you doing today? Thank you for saying you always enjoy them. It's nice to see you and great to have you drop by. What is the latest news from Trevor? So there's a new font called Cross Columns, and you can just come and download it now. And I'm getting excited because it's about time for me to head out on the road. Next week, I'm going to be in Chattanooga, Tennessee, visiting Chattanooga Sewing for an awesome weekend event there. And I hope to meet a lot of new embroidery people while I'm in Chattanooga, you guys. Something you might not know is RNK's head office is in Knoxville, and I have visited Knoxville quite a few times, and so I like to cheer for the Tennessee Volunteers, and so I'm sure down in Chattanooga they'll appreciate that a little bit. Anyhow, it's going to be fun to visit, and I have quite a few places I'm going to be in next year. I put them on my website. Let me show you guys this. I'll bring this big again. And on the Sunset Stitches website, so this is Sunset Stitches, at the top, where the menus are, the one that says dates and times. If you click on that, you will notice, just scroll down a little bit, there is all of the places and dates for 2025, and there's quite a few of them. So I'm going to be... well, let's see. We're going to be in Chattanooga, Tennessee. We're going to be in Fresno, California, Southern California with Moore's. I'm going to be in Denver area with Rocky Mountain Sewing, San Diego with Sewing Machines Plus, Satin Stitches in Columbia, Missouri, Top Sewing in Tampa area, Florida, Linda Z's in Chicago, Illinois, Kathy Sewing in Tucson, Arizona. These are all amazing sewing stores, you guys. I can't wait to get back to so many of them. And it'll be my first time visiting All About Sewing in Mobile, Alabama. Going back to Pins and Needles in Cleveland, Ohio. Probably my 5th trip to Kramer's Sewing in Cincinnati, Ohio. I can't wait to get back to Cincinnati. San Diego, Sewing Machines Plus. Be Sew In, I'll be at their Oklahoma City store. I'll be at their Tulsa, Oklahoma store, and I'll be at their Humble store. 3 separate weekends for that. Mulqueen Sewing for Trevor Palooza 2.0. That's a good one. And then Jackman's Fabrics in December 25. So I've got a lot of awesome trips planned this year. And with any luck, there'll be more, So if you want me to visit your favorite sewing store, don't be shy. Just go ahead and tell the store owner to give me a call. And we can talk about, when that can happen, or if, how that happens or whatever. But a lot of those events are going to be multi-day events where we're going to do hands-on on day 1 and lecture on day 2. and I'm going to be sharing some of my latest projects. And so, yeah. Hey, Vicky says Tennessee is closed down with the snow today. Well, thank goodness I'm not there today. And hopefully by next week it's warmed up some, or at least not too much snow. I don't mind the snow, but I don't imagine in Tennessee that they appreciate it for very long. So yeah, I know that there's been a lot of winter weather, and of course, just crazy weather for people in the Los Angeles area with their fires that are burning right now. And so I hope wherever you are and you're catching up with me today that everything's going good for you guys, whether you're being affected by the winter cold all the way down there in Florida, it's freezing. The irony is up here in Saskatoon, it kind of warmed up a little bit today. It's not even that chilly. It's only like probably 29 degrees Fahrenheit out there, something like that. So perfect weather for cross country skiing. Anyway, wherever you are, I hope you're doing well and you're safe. And I just feel so horribly for all the people that are being affected, especially in Florida or in California right now with this just awful, awful fire. And I can't even really comprehend what that would be like for the people that are there. It just seems crazy. So hopefully you're safe. And I know I have a few friends that live in that area, and everybody said they're safe. And I'm going to be in the Southern California area later towards the end of January and beginning of February. And so I'm just praying that everything turns around and they get a good soak in of rain, which I know they don't so desperately need there. Yeah, anyway, Saskatoon these days, it's obviously cold. As you know, it's cold here all winter long. Warm for us is like 30s or 20s. Um, Fahrenheit, in Celsius. Personally, I don't like it to go above zero. I'd prefer it to stay below freezing because everything gets messy when there's snow outside. It might as well be there. It's not going to warm up enough to melt it all. And if it warms up a little bit above freezing, it just makes a mess of it. It's really what happens. So, yeah. Anyway, so far, so good. We've had perfect weather for winter for the way we like it. Lots of snow, a little bit of extreme cold, not too much extreme cold, and just normal winter kind of cold. So, yeah. Anyway, if you don't know, I like to go cross country skiing after work. So I think that's my plans when I get done with everybody today is to grab the skis and head to the trails for a good exercise, right? Isn't that so important to get out there for a walk or something nice like that? Cross country skiing is kind of like walking with skis on, really. So, hey, have you been using your embroidery machine lately? I certainly hope so. I try to embroider something every week, if not every day. I certainly use my embroidery software every day, but a lot of my days end up getting consumed with doing business, and a lot of that comes down to education and videos and whatnot. But I really love to embroider. So tell me what you've been embroidering. I have my eye set on doing a new bracelet. I've enjoyed my Roadrunner bracelet so much that I'm fixing on making some more bracelets for this year. So I'll tell you, wherever I go, I always share my recipes, So if you come to see me this year at one of my events, just know that you're going to get a nice download with some great projects in there. And thank you so much for planning to come. And so, yeah, this is one of them. And these are another, I always love the Academy style letters with the puffy foam borders and the glitter foil in there. And you can iron them onto your jackets. Yeah. So anyway, hi, Vicky. How are you doing today? It's so great to see you. And thank you to everybody that's dropped by live. Does anybody have any questions for me about anything to do with embroidery or anything to do with your Floriani software? Otherwise, I'll probably start to try to wind down a little bit. But if you don't know, every Friday, we always go live to announce the latest free font from Sunset Stitches, and this week's is called Cross Columns. And to be honest, I don't even know how Nicholas names these fonts, but it always seems to have such nice, catchy names for them. And good job, buddy. Anyway, that's called Cross Columns, and you can download it right now from our website and add it to your Floriani software. If you hadn't been stuck with us all through 2024, we did a free font. So I think this is font number 52. So there's a whole year's worth of fonts behind us, and we're looking forward to doing a whole another year more of them. So no plans to stop anytime soon. Yeah, I will have news. We will be starting a new Floriani workshop in 2025. It's not going to start imminently, but I have plans in the works for everything. And so the one thing I will say is Workshop 4 has an open challenge going on right now. So for everybody that has been participating in Workshop 4, currently it's an open challenge, which means you can play catch up. And any class that you've missed throughout the year, now's a great time to do a little catch up. Just watch the class recording and then go ahead and prepare your challenge and send those in to me for review. Of course, in Workshop 5, I will have new challenges, but that'll happen in the future. And right now, we're still focusing on Workshop 4. And so for Workshop 4, Class 24A is a review class. And so if you want to participate, you just got to send in your ones, and there you go. Yeah. Vicky says, are there some fonts that do not lend themselves well to intertwined monograms? I tried one that I didn't like. Well, you can say that again. Sure. I would say there's probably lots of fonts that don't lend themselves well to intertwine. Probably the better question is, what fonts lend themselves well to intertwined letters? I have often found great success with the Floriani built-in font called Symphony. It's nice and curly and quite open, and it's quite easy to take my T and the C and like interlock them. And of course, that's something that I often teach about, right? Is do you just overlap them, or do you want, sometimes we can get them so that part of the letter goes behind, but a different part of the letter comes on top. And so it really looks dimensional. And so to do that, you have to, obviously know how to kind of take control of your satin paths and adjust the direction of the stitches, right, is what it comes down to. And it's not too hard to do, but those are, that's stuff that we did. When we did that, Vicky, I remember it was FTCU Workshop 4, class number 2. Yeah, it was class number 2, because the second challenge was the initials, intertwined letters, and I think we even did graffiti challenge or something like that. So yeah. Yeah. So Vicky says maybe some groups of initials just don't work well together. Well, you can say that again too, Vicky. Absolutely. Because when you're trying to do intertwined letters, they're going to fit nicely go in some ways, and sometimes it's going to be like, they don't look right. And so then you might be like, maybe a different font, because you can't really change somebody's initials, right? If you're doing it and it's like, this is for Vicky, you got to have a V and a W, right? Vicky Watkins. So you can't change the if the font doesn't look good with a VW, then you're looking for a different font that does. I guess that's or maybe you can tweak them, and sort of reshape them to make it possible. But yeah, you're definitely right that not all fonts are going to work out well. And realistically, you're looking for kind of scripty fonts that have kind of, rounded parts to them, I would say, to be able to do good, to create good intertwined letters. Yeah. If you look back, I know, Vicky, I know you're in Workshop 4. If you look back at Workshop 4, it was either class 1 or class 2, but I feel like it was class 2. Anyway, look back in your notes. I'm quite amazed when I look at the notes for Workshop 4, you guys. FTCU Workshop 4 has almost 200 printable pages from all the classes. So it's really quite a mountain, and it will be my preferred workshop. Even though we're starting Workshop 5, I would say for a new person, Workshop 4 is a great place to start. It's the biggest workshop we've ever done, that's for sure. We put way more classes into Workshop 4 than we have any previous ones that we did. So the plans for Workshop 5 are in the works, but it's going to include a summer retreat. And but I want to also continue to support Workshop 4 and people that are still doing Workshop 4. And so I think you'll see that there'll be some ongoing classes available for people that are doing workshop 4. But the reality is the ones that are really excited and kind of want to stick with me should probably just plan to join up for workshop 5 when it comes out. And thank you, Vicky. I know you're one of those people. So anyhow, it's so great to see everybody. And I see Elaine drop by. And so, hi, Elaine. Nice to see you today. And thank you so very much. Anyway, it's been a wonderful, the last 4 or 5 weeks I've been home for the holidays and then just, working from home. But I'm happy to be heading out. So I'm going to escape a little bit of winter here and head down to Tennessee, where apparently they're having winter. So missed it. That's okay. I'm pretty sure when I looked at that list that there was a few southern places like Arizona and Alabama and so Florida. So I'll look forward to getting at least a few breaks from the winter. But the truth is, I like winter. And thanks, Vicky. Thanks for saying have fun skiing, because I will. And the best part is Lorna comes skiing with me. That's my wife, Lorna. And so Sewing Queen from Kentucky, how's it going? Did you get snow in Kentucky? Because I have friends all over the place, but I saw pictures today from Alabama. There was snow in I don't know if it's all the way down to Mobile, Alabama, but in northern Alabama, they definitely had some snow today. So yeah, anyway, I wonder if you've had any snow in Kentucky. She says, yes, sure. We've had some snow in Kentucky too. So, well, the truth is I've been, every time I go outside, I face south and just give a good blow, trying to send some of that cold air down there. Blow that polar vortex south, because the irony is when the polar vortex slips down and ends up getting into Florida, quite often it warms up here. It's funny, but it won't be long. It'll all be heading back my way, and you guys can go back to having your nice warm days. How's that? We don't care. It can be -20 up here and nobody will blink an eye. Vicky said she saw pictures of Atlanta and it looked bad for them. I think anytime you're in a warm place and you get a bunch of snow, it's going to be a trouble. And just try to be safe. The best thing you can do is stay home. How's that for some advice? Just stay home. Up here in Canada, I bet you in the 20 years that my kids were going to elementary school, there might have been one day where they called and said, if you can get here, you can take them home early. But they never have snow days up here. Very rarely do we have snow days. They have indoor run lunches if it gets too cold, but not snow days. Otherwise, I don't think we'd ever get to school. There's snow up here half the year, you guys. So, okay, we're chatting. It's great to see you guys. So, Sign Queen says she's from Puerto Rico and she's been here for 40 years. There's nothing like home. Nice. Well, it's wonderful. Yeah, I agree. I love to travel, but I always love coming home. I have a nice busy home here. Me and Lorna and our 3 children all still live at home with us. They're all fairly grown up, kind of adult type children, but the door is always opening and closing. Somebody's always going somewhere. And, it's wonderful to be that way. That said, maybe my days are numbered and I might end up being an empty nester not too many years from now because they're all getting pretty grown up, but we love having them here. So it's a busy house here in Saskatoon, Canada for me. Anyway, thanks to everyone that dropped by live today. Please stop by, download the latest font. If you're a Floriani person, you might want to check out Workshop 4. If you're already doing Workshop 4, I hope you're sending me a challenge for next month's or next week's. 2 weeks from now is the class. January 23rd is our next class. And so we'll see you then. Unless you happen to be in the Tennessee area, then I hope to see you guys next week when I'm at Chattanooga Sewing. And so I guess next Friday, I'll probably be a pre-record because I'm not going to be here, but you will probably catch me live maybe on Thursday. I'll try to go live from my setup, live from Chattanooga Sewing next week is what you can expect. I'll try to go live on Thursday. And Vicky, I see you saying you're a little slow on your challenge, but don't worry if you get there, that's awesome. But it's really just meant for the people who are kind of playing catch up. that haven't done the challenges yet. So I know there's a lot of members that haven't, and so we will plan a few more open challenges. So it's not your last chance, is all I'm saying. But that said, I'm looking forward to starting a new workshop, and that will kind of kick off in 2025. Yeah. Anyway, you guys, thanks so much for visiting today. I'm going to let you go for now. So thank you to everyone that visited me live. I hope you have a wonderful day, and bye for now.